That's Naira Melikian. Yeah, I like Melikian's mother.
It was a conscript who was killed because of this mass murder organized by Pashinyan during the 44-day war in Artsakh.
I would like to just introduce our case. We are the parents and relatives of 20 soldiers. They were artillerists in Tzor in Stepanakert. Originally, they were located to Vazgenashen region during the war. After when Pashinyan decided with the generals traitors, they decided with Jalal Harutyunyan to do counterattack to Azerbaijani armies, which we find out it was not to do that in that time, because by military policy, it wasn't. We weren't able, and we weren't in that case couldn't do that. Anyway, and they relocated our kids. They relocated to Hadrutsi region, Juvarlu, and in that time there was a group of soldiers of Azerbaijani coming towards them. One of the head of the military, they contacted to Jalal Gena Bardasaryan first, who was head of artillery in Artsakh, and that Gena he contacted to Jalal, asked, please let us know, are there Armenians or Azerbaijani? Jalal told them that 100% ours do not fire.
Fire. You know, we are insisting that this was a deliberate massacre, actually, because there are a lot of proof, you know, that we have filed a complaint against the group of officers, including Jalal Harutyunyan and his deputy Gennady Bagdasaryan, who was the head of the artillery of the Defense Army. And when we're reading all this investigation, about 6 books of investigation, you know, it's just a red line. It was deliberate murder. And as Yeghishe said, this Jalal Harutyunyan and his deputy, without having any investigation, without just following the advice and the reports of the officers who were on the ground and were just reporting that Hadrut had fallen and that location, that area is under Azeri troops. They still insisted that our boys were just taken to that Juvarlu spot. And actually, furthermore, he ordered, don't shoot, it's our troops. When the boys just noticed that some troops were just coming closer, and they just called him for additional orders. So he told them, don't shoot. And then the Turks came closer and they just slaughtered everybody. And I want to add also that, you know, my son was just shooting, and when the officers were running away, then they ran over my son and they left him alone there dying. And when at the end the Azeris came down of that hill and they started just killing, and I don't know what else they did, my son was alive till the last minute. Everybody, all the witnesses are telling that he was alive, but he was left there, and then what they did to my son, I don't know. But till today, I got only one bone of this upper feet, and I'm still dreaming of getting more relics of my son. So this is Nikol Pashinyan. This is his junta,
yes,
who did all this to our country, to our people.
I'd like to add that artillerists, probably, guys, most of you don't know, artillerists, they are not equipped to fire. They have guns, but they have only very few bullets to fire. And from 35, their artillerists, the D-20, they were able to fire 17 kilometers. But Gena Bagdasaryan somehow relocated them very close to Azerbaijanis. They were firing 3.5 kilometers instead of keeping them back from front line. Without having idea where is the front line, they put our kids in front line with Azerbaijanis. And after that, when on October 12th, that attack happens to our kids, we weren't able to find out where are they, what's happening to them. The phones they were out of order. We were contacting the Ministry of Defense. They were telling us any lies can possibly be. They're in underground, they're in a safe place, don't worry about that. And then from 35 people, 15, they were able to get out from there, injured, some of them. And from them we find out what's happened to our kids. And we started our line how to find the kids, how to find if there were all of them. And we find out from Telegram Colored 18 videos that our kids, they were killed, and they filmed it and they put it in the Telegram. But we weren't able to find out all those 20 kids are there or not. We started going there with our investigation. Go ahead, Narajan.
We started our own investigation, and we were looking for them for 13 months. And after 13 months, or after all our efforts, and all through our just personal ties, connections, so we found them. So the Azeri side finally handed over these 11 relics, and they were all our children. And we knew that they have done it deliberately again, not handing them back to us, just making us suffer for 13 months. And, you know, I want also to recall the statement by Edgar Ghazarian. He said, you know, there wasn't one day during the entire history of the Armenian people that Armenian people have given birth to 800 boys. But during the 44-month war in Artsakh, there was just one day when 800 boys were slaughtered because of high treason. And I want you just to imagine what is this for. It's what a golden genetic fund, and it was eliminated in one day. And they have to be punished. This is all we want. We want justice, and we want them to be punished for the treason.
Also, I want to add, the government didn't do anything to search guys' bodies, and we are parents that we were going to Artsakh with Russian peacekeepers. We were being able to with Red Cross and also Aina wanted emergency ministry.
Anything, embassies, whoever and whatever. I mean, I can't recall how many doors we knocked, and actually we didn't get any support from anybody, with the exception of Artsakh Emergency Situations Ministry. And also maybe the Russian troops, because they were instrumental in this handover of the relics of our kids. And as for Pashinyan and his government, they did nothing, and I guess they didn't want us to investigate everything. They just wanted us to be like, you know, dead people sitting in a corner and doing nothing. But we're happy that these 19 parents, because we're always saying 20, but one of them is the officer. The conscripts were 19, and all were killed, as I said. And I'm happy that I have this group of parents who are, they have values, they have, this devotion. They are fighting for the legacy of their children. And nobody can stop us. We're going to fight up to the end, unless we can remove this junta and Pashinyan and punish them.
And it took us 1 year and 2 months from October 12th. In November, we had meeting with the Russian peacekeepers. They helped us find November 2021. 1 year and 2 months, we were every day we were going anywhere to find out our boys' bodies. Finally, we could do that with our union. With our parents. We were being able to find our boys and bring them to Armenia, and they are now having a peace in Armenia land.
And let me also add that our parents were even negotiating with Azeris in Shushi, and they went into that position for over 10 times, and each time they were finding a new corpse, a new relic. And this 11 missing, finally we got them by November of 2021. Now we know that our children are dead, and now we know that all is left is just a struggle. That's all.
With no government support, I want to mention, with no government support, no government, any entities, they didn't stand with us. They were meeting with us. I have been in meetings with Pashinyan 6 times, but no results. And we did one of the first parents who opened the case in against officers. And still we are not having results. It's been December 2020. We filed the case, and still we don't have Jalal Harutyunyan, even though he goes data partial, guilty. He goes as a guilty in the case, but still he's working and he is not jailed. Our point is, first we are fighting to those officers has to be in a jail. We don't have our sons today, but we care about our future soldiers. They won't be under those officers' management. That first. Secondly, Pashinyan, he did in National Assembly, he told that he could not start the war. We would have the same results, but no deaths. He did himself, and we filed a case against him as a killer, as a massacre. He has to be in a jail.
And I want to add that announcement of him at the Parliament on April 13th, when he said that we could have had the same outcome without so many deaths. It wasn't something new for me, because I recall so many other announcements, similar announcements, and I still recall his wife saying, "Your children died for nothing." But that day he said it with such a sarcasm, that it was the last drop, and we decided that we have to punish him, and we filed a complaint with the prosecutor's office, and we just insisted that they should apply an immediate measure and arrest him. And we are just following up. Every single day we are following up with the prosecutor's office, and we are pushing so that we can achieve this justice eventually. And we believe that one day, no matter if he stays, he doesn't stay, but we hope that he will be removed quite soon. We will just fight up to the end. That's all. And I'm just calling for other parents to do exactly the same. I do understand that they are in a very difficult situation. I mean, a lot of parents haven't found their children yet. We still have a lot of missing kids. We have powers of war, prisoners of war. And we know that the government has forgotten about them. We know that there are a lot of kids who have been identified by DNA, but the parents are not able to face the reality, and they are just rejecting. They are saying, "No, our children are alive." And demanding from these parents to come out and to have some political agenda, it's not...
We are still missing 200 soldiers. We are still missing. Nobody works on them. Also, I would like to add this government. Honestly, they don't do anything except working with Turkey and working with Azerbaijan. Also, the point, that passing point of our border that Turkey is planning to open, they called under Banet, Samaniyet Banice, Demarcation, Turkey Samaniyet Antakya'da.
Checkpoint. They will name it
Talat Pasha. Can you imagine how we are going to, also the sign that the foreign minister of Turkey showed the sign. Also the other things that shows us these countries, Azerbaijani and Turkey, never they will be friendly to Armenians. Never, ever.
Our villages are under fire every single day. They are putting a lot of pressure on the people and just telling them you have to leave your residences, your villages. They are just pulling the crosses from our churches and deleting all Armenian writings. And they are doing this every single day. And we remember about Nakhichevan Khachkars, about everything. And these people talking about peace era with Turkey and Azerbaijan, talking about friendship, I just don't understand. I mean, They're either crazy or they are doing this deliberately so that we go crazy. We go insane, but they will not achieve their goal.
May I ask a question? So, yes, I believe 2 days ago, the protest moved in front of the Armenian Foreign Ministry, and the protesters expressed their disgust that there was no flag, Artsakh flag, on the Foreign Ministry. And then as I was watching your interview with 168 AM, I saw that both of you were wearing Artsakh flags on yourself. So
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, what does that mean for you?
Artsakh is my blood. Artsakh is the land for which my son gave his life, my 19-year-old son who has so many dreams. And Artsakh is the land that is just shed with the blood of all our brothers. This has been going for over 30 years, right? We remember the first war with 20,000 victims. We remember every single day of these 30 years, and we remember the 44-day war. We remember April war. We have done so much for that piece of land. We have put so many resources there. We have put so much blood in there. And it's piece of me. And, I want to say that till today, again, we were misled. We were told that Armenia was the guarantor of security of Artsakh. No, that's wrong. Artsakh is and was the guarantor of our security. It was our buffer. And we know that it was the front line. While we were sitting in Yerevan enjoying our lives, Artsakhis were just fighting for us. And we cannot leave them alone. It's our soul, it's our heart, it's our land. And we'll never give up on Artsakh, never.
For me, definitely, it's not just a piece of land. It's Artsakh is my homeland. Artsakh is my country. Artsakh is a land that our son, they gave their blood for that country, and we stand next to Artsakh. I go often to Artsakh. Even after we did the funeral of our 11 kids, I organized with our church we went to Artsakh pilgrimage. Parents, they were really tough for them to go there, but I wanted parents to show Artsakh the place that their kids they give their blood for that country, for that land to be peaceful. Number one. Number two, there is 120,000 Armenians. They live in Artsakh. For me, Artsakh is 120,000 people, Armenians. They are under attack of Azerbaijanis. They are under treaty of other Azerbaijanis. They don't have water. For only one hour of water they are provided from a day. It's very tough for them to survive there nowadays. We have to be next to them. Yes, and we are there. And I always show, even though I wasn't born in Armenia, but I always say Artsakh is me. And I am with Artsakhis, with Armenians.
Hi, Asbet. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you fine. Thank you. And you?
Are there any questions from the audience?
Anyone? We don't have any raised hands.
I'm interested to know more about this negotiation that you guys actually went to Shushi, to the checkpoint with the Azeris to talk to them.
Yes.
What was that like? How did it come about?
We couldn't find our kids, and the only way for us, we didn't have government who could stand with us, and we took our hands to look for kids, to search our kids' bodies. And our parents, two of them, Armen Aserian from Artsakh and Jivan Mikhailian from Armenia, they went inside with Artsakhi emergency ministry. They went inside to that checkpoint and they negotiated with the Azerbaijani generals to ask them to tell us where our kids are, bodies are, and we could go and bring them to Armenia.
And you know what the Azeris were saying? We're saying we cannot understand how you lose the war when you had such brave soldiers. They were just telling this to us. Could you imagine? Turks telling us. And we said, everybody knows that it was a treason.
Exactly. Also, the Russian peacekeeper, one of the Russian peacekeepers, he told one of our parent, Ivan Mikhailian, he told, how didn't you know that war is going to start? In June 2020, he said, in Syria, we had an order to pack and wait to fly to Armenia. And our government just telling us on September 25th that they find out that on September 27th it's going to start the war. Even if you find out on September 25th, they didn't do anything to bring the level up on our army. They didn't do anything.
Did the Russians tell you directly that they had informed our government?
No, that's the one of the peacekeepers. He didn't tell us, of course, if they informed our government, but I'm pretty sure they have informed our government about that.
I wanted to ask you, you're here today, both of you. You participated in
We're
the
here every day.
every day. You were in the rally. How do you expect? What is your impression, first of all, about the rally itself and this movement, and what do you want to get out of it?
You know, I think what we want is a unification of our nation. And this is, today, I'm just gonna have my call for all Armenians all over the world, all diasporan Armenians, our brothers and sisters, just stand by us, stand next to us, and help us remove this Turkish government. They are representative of Turkey and Azerbaijan. You know, 2 days ago, Turkey's foreign minister talked about demarcation with Armenia. And now, you know, I'm wondering who else would just raise that demarcation issue. Maybe Pakistan is the next and any other country. I mean, we could see this government is doing nothing. And we have been in this rally just from the very beginning. First day, there were 5 people in the street. And I said, you know, we're going to come here every day. If it's 5 people, we will be the 6th. If it's 7 people, we'll be the 8th and 9th. And today we see that 1,000 people have joined. And this is growing and growing every day. And now I'm just sure that we will achieve our goal. We will remove Pashinyan and his junta, and we will eventually build the statehood of our dreams. And again, I'm calling for everybody who's Armenian to stand by us. That's all. And we'll just will succeed.
And also, I would like to bring Notes from Foreigners, the book Foreigners. I can't see, I'm sorry. The name is after...
World in a nutshell.
Yeah. This book presents it tells about nations, who are they and what kind of nation, nationalities. There goes the Balkans, Jews, and for Armenians, there's only one sentence. It says the Armenians are always massacred. My friends, Armenians, we are here, we are against pro-Turkish government, we are against pro-Azerbaijan. Exactly. And we are here, we stand for our sons, for their bloods that Turkish, they killed. And we all know that only Azerbaijan wasn't fighting against Armenia. It was Turkey organized with Azerbaijani.
Israel, Pakistan,
Exactly.
Great Britain, Ukraine. I mean, I can go on and on. I mean, and we fought 44 days. Now, when I'm following on the Ukrainian war and I see how much weapon and everything and every support is given to them, I'm recalling those days of war in Artsakh, and I'm asking this international community, this so-called international community, for their double or multiple standards. So what is different? What is the difference between Ukrainians and us? Why didn't you support us? And you know, yes, 44 days fighting against so many states, it was a miracle. That's,
Okay.
and I'm sure that we would have won if it wasn't deliberate slaughter and treason.
And we are pro-Armenians. We are here and we are going to stand, and we are looking forward the traitors. They need to be jailed, punished, that in future any man, any Armenian, if they are Armenian, I'm not sure, they won't even think about treating our nation. Thank you very much.
I have a question for both of our guests. You know, currently the Pashinyan government is negotiating with Azerbaijan to leave Artsakh inside Azerbaijan, right? So basically capitulating or conceding just about everything. Many analysts have said that allowing Artsakh to remain inside Azerbaijan means basically at some point an Artsakh without Armenians. Since you are both from Artsakh, my question was going to be, if Artsakh is left inside Azerbaijan, if Artsakh is to be left inside Azerbaijan, would you go back and live in Artsakh?
Aspect. They're not from Artsakh. But let's do one quick re-intro for the people who have just joined. If you could say your names, where you're from, what you do, and why you're with us.
My name is Yeghishe Zakunts, and my nephew, third cousin, he died on this war, and I'm from Armenia, and he died in Artsakh.
My mistake.
And I'm Naira Melikian, mother of Hovik Melikian. I'm a single mother and was only child. And I'm Armenian. I'm from Armenia. I'm not for Artsakh. But my son died for Artsakh. And yes, if there is a need that we go to Artsakh and help Artsakhis, we will do that too. But we're local Armenians.
And to answer your question, I have friends in Artsakh, and we always we keep in touch. Artsakhi parents, we have Artsakhi parents. They 7 or 8 kids. They were from Artsakh. They're killed from 19 people, kids, and they came here also. 10 of them. They were here like a couple of days ago. They joined us on this protest, and
Okay.
I will tell you. I will answer your question. If from their side, we talk a lot about that. They are against living under Azerbaijani government. Any Artsakhi, it is impossible. And if Pashinyan wants to do that, I offer Pashinyan to go and live in Baku in Azerbaijan instead of giving Artsakh to Azerbaijan.
And he just cannot make that decision alone. I mean, nobody will let him make that decision. You know, people have risen up. People now understand all his lies, all his manipulations. Now he cannot, if he would be able or was able to do that a year ago, now I'm sure that he will not succeed, that for sure. People now understand everything, and people understand that Artsakh is a guarantor of our security. Now we know that for sure. If Artsakh falls, then next will be Armenia, Syunik, I mean, Sevan, Yerevan, because this schizophrenic Aliyev he's claiming that even Yerevan and Sevan and Zangezur are their historical lands. Could you imagine, I mean? And this Pashinyan is repeating his words, but we'll stop them.
And not only repeating words, by his action, you can see he's going and he's bringing us towards that, guys. We can't allow him to do that. After all, our nation will be done.
And why I'm saying that we have to remove him as soon as possible, as quickly as possible. Because they're still going and negotiating, and I don't know what papers they are still signing, but they don't have any mandate to do that. So removal of this junta is an emergency. We don't have a time. We're even late, you know, but it's never late. Stand with us.
Thank you.
I would just add, Asper, I mean, I don't know where that question came from, but I think we should also note that the Artsakh government, their parliament, their president, their foreign minister, their ombudsman, I mean, they have, and their, minister of state now, they have all, I mean, made very, like, crystal clear, release statements saying that we do not accept to be part of Azerbaijan. So by trying to go over their heads, this Pashinyan administration is disrespecting their democracy, disrespecting their, you know, their free will, their sovereignty, their elected officials. It's quite shocking. I mean, it's ridiculous, but it's happening.
I agree with you. I completely agree with you. So the question, of course, is mine, and I asked the question the other day as well. It's sort of like a proof that it is not possible to leave Artsakh inside Azerbaijan and expect it to remain Armenian.
And not only that, I mean, I think we should say that, like, it, you know, I've even heard people who support this government talking that, oh, we can relocate the Artsakhis to Armenia. And it's literally somebody said, oh, it's a win-win because we'll have more population in Syunik.
What about when it comes to locating Armenia?
Yeah.
I have a question. proud when it comes to relocating Armenian population. You know, if this goes like this, we're going to come to that point.
So I think that this discourse it's quite it's quite bizarre. But I mean, yeah, Pete, you hear these kinds of narratives, but I think we should just note that people are rejecting this. They're by being physically present in this movement. People are saying no. It's not just that we refuse to live under Azerbaijan, but we will actually struggle against it, and we are not going to accept to be relocated or something.
When you lived under Azerbaijan for over 70 years during the Soviet time, and they know what it is. I mean, they have the experience. Nobody can tell them that you will have the security, etc. We know who are Turks. We know that you give them one piece, they want another. I mean, they will never stop unless we're strong.
Look at Nakhichevan.
Nowadays we can see they cut the pipeline, they bombed the pipeline, gas pipeline. Artsakh was without gas around 2 weeks when it was winter, cold, and then they have a water problem. Water supply is not providing. They cut electricity time by time. They're making their loud announcements on taxi driver. Yes, Azerbaijani's army's truck went towards push the taxi driver's car to the
gorge.
To the gorge. And also the other cases, like loudly they're announcing on the villages on the nowadays border, they're announcing people to leave their homes and telling them this is not your land, this is not your home, go back to your home. We have to stand next to Artsakh, and also I would like to call diaspora, stand with us next to Armenia, guys. I know it's very tough times for us, for all of us, but we have to make right decisions now, and we have to make stronger Armenia.
And
The diaspora is with you.
and also on behalf of our listeners and ourselves, I want to say that we hang our heads deep in respect for Haik and Robert, and all other brothers, sisters, children who perished, parents. It is a tragedy that I don't know when we will be over, but thank you, eternal glory to them. Haver Park.
I second that.